Hello everyone, my name is Eugenia Alcalá. I am the founder and the leader of Dash Venezuela. Today I am giving this interview at a request by the Dashwatch team. I first got involved with Dash because I am an entrepreneur, and almost 2 years ago I was looking for solutions for myself to overcome the barriers, economically speaking, that all Venezuelans have to cope with. These economical barriers are the hyperinflation and devaluation of our currency, also the currency control that does not let us to spend our money overseas, also the bad functioning of the banking platform, so the debit card and credit cards do not work well. Also, we have lack of cash on the streets, and this is very bad because a lot of services are paid only with cash. And finally, the limits for expenses are very, very low, such as in credit or debit card payments and also in wire transfers. So I had to find a solution. That is when I thought maybe cryptocurrencies were a way to overcome all of these barriers. I started to look around and I found the show that Amanda B. Johnson used to do called The Daily Decrypt. And there I learned about Dash and its DAO. When I learned about it, I knew there was an opportunity not only for me, but for me to teach other entrepreneurs, also merchants and companies, to use Dash as a form of payment and overcome all of these barriers in Venezuela. When we did our first conference 1.5 years ago, the word cryptocurrency was almost taboo in Venezuela, and almost anybody knew anything about Dash. Today, Venezuela has a thriving crypto ecosystem, so important that even the Venezuelan government created a special institution dedicated only to their regulations. On the other hand, Dash is one of the 3 best-known cryptocurrencies in our country, and Dash Venezuela's work in creating this general awareness was very important, and we are very satisfied for it. Also, the educational work we have done to teach over 7,000 people, including journalists, entrepreneurs, merchants, companies, professional associations, and other Dash communities, both in Venezuela and other countries, has been very rewarding. We have taught them how to freely and responsibly use Dash as a form of payment, P2P, P2B, and B2B. And because of that education, many of them are using Dash until today. Also, our work inspired the work and the projects of other teams that have contributed to make of Venezuela the country with more merchant adoption around the world. Only in our conferences, workshops, and Dash City experiences, we were responsible for 31,000 Dash transactions, and that is without taking into consideration the real-life transactions being made every day. Initially, Dash Venezuela was organized in 4 programs. The program of communities was aimed to help other leaders of other communities in Venezuela and around the world to achieve their goals through interdependency and alliances. Also, there was the program of entrepreneurs that was dedicated to teach the entrepreneurs and merchants how to adopt Dash and to help them in their adoption process. Also, there was the companies program, and this program was dedicated to do almost the same as entrepreneurs did, but with companies, with bigger companies. Also, there was the proposals program that was created to help other leaders and other teams who were curious and wanted help to understand the Dash community, the Dash DAO, and the treasury proposal process. So we created this program to help them. At the end of last year, we did an internal restructuration of the Dash Venezuela's team. Instead of organizing the teams regarding the type of clients, we are now organized regarding the processes involved. That is why today Dash Venezuela has an education team. They are in charge of doing the educational events, conferences, workshops, and in-company education, also online education. On the other hand, we have a consulting team. They are in charge of leading the process of implementation for companies in the legal, financial, and technical side of accepting Dash as a form of payment. Also, we have a PR team who are in charge of the press management, the social media management, and also the communications that have to be made for the internal team and other allies. Also, we have a client support team. They have to analyze what the different type of clients need and how to solve their needs within our teams. On the other hand, we have a general services team that are in charge that our office is always prepared to do our job. And last but not least is finances. They manage the administration of resources, the accounting, and the financial reports. We believe there are 4 strategies that are fundamental to really get the massive adoption of Dash in Venezuela. These strategies are: 1. To really get to know the market through specialized market research. 2. Dash brand positioning through permanent media attention. 3. Education and consulting to boost the adoption of merchants and companies all around our country. And 4. Getting clients that are willing to pay Dash for these merchants and these companies. We are focusing on these 4 strategies for our proposal. To get this done, we are willing to work together with other key players in the Dash ecosystem, such as the Dash Core Group, as we did twice last year. First, for the Crypt launch, and second, for the Church Chickens of Venezuela complete adoption. We have the infrastructure, the leadership, and the expertise gained in the past 2 years. With the Dash community's support, we are going to continue to create the right strategies and also to get the work done with both professionalism and enthusiasm. The biggest barrier for Dash to be widely adopted all around Venezuela is the people's perception that they are not able to manage the high volatility of its price. That is why in our training efforts we include subjects such as a basic understanding of the cryptocurrency market and also easy strategies and friendly tools that anybody can use to keep the value of their money and even make profit. When a critical mass learns how to freely, securely, and responsibly use Dash as payment, the rest of the adoption process will be unstoppable. We believe that the massive adoption of Dash in Venezuela will go through logical stages, given the fact that it is a human and a social process. The first of these stages is the general awareness and the Dash brand positioning in the minds of Venezuelans. This goal is achieved through the high level of our conferences and also through the permanent PR efforts. The second stage is the massification of good quality education to teach people and organizations how to accept Dash as payment and as donations. Education must be an effort that is permanent, not only in Venezuela, but also in every corner of the world in which Dash wants to be the first payment choice. It is similar to any previous process of adoption of new technology, such as the telephone, the credit card, or the internet. In such process, it is vital to build a network of merchants that will satisfy the needs of the final users before injecting the liquidity. Now that we have achieved some level of maturity in the Venezuelan market, we believe it is time to introduce a new stage without abandoning the previous aspects. This is the segmentation of the market, the rigorous study of their needs and their satisfaction, and the diagnosis of possible business strategies to inject the liquidity needed to increase the volume of transactions of the network. To increase the transaction counts, we need to get people and organizations, both in Venezuela and in other countries that already have crypto, to understand the benefits of paying directly with Dash without going through fiat. Also, we need to teach the people and the organizations that only have fiat how to use Dash and the benefits of it. So, the brand exposure as a PR strategy and also our continued training activities are fundamental to achieve this. We need that everyone can easily find where to spend their Dash. That is why part of the service we offer to companies, merchants, and organizations that accept Dash as a form of payment or donation is to help them systematically and widely spread the word, with activities such as listing them in directories such as Discover Dash, also promoting them in our social media and through email marketing, and getting them exposure in mass media. Dash Venezuela is getting ready new projects that will inject liquidity into the market from inside our country and also from outside. Very soon we are going to be able to share this good news with you. I would respond that every crisis hides an opportunity for innovation development. It is precisely this instability economically and politically in my country, the perfect storm that has driven Venezuelans, both living in the country and outside, to seek other payment alternatives. And we have seized that opportunity to show them Dash as a viable solution for their financial problems, both in a personal and organizational level, and that is legal and safe. There is no doubt about that we must continue to seize this opportunity with media presence, training events, and business development of the highest quality, transparency, and security that has been the characterization of the work of the Dash Venezuela's team. We have had the opportunity to interact with many teams working with Dash all around the world. The most remarkable collaborations we have worked on are the following. First, Dash Red. We have promoted their platform both in our conferences and social media with no additional charge. Number 2 is Dash Help. We taught them how to submit their first proposal to the Dash Treasury for a professional fee. Number 3, Dash Maracay. We have taught them how to submit their first proposal to the Dash Treasury for a professional fee. Also, we have sent several of our speakers to their events with no additional charge. Number 4, Dash Decentral. We have produced video to be posted in their platform for a Dash incentive. Number 5, Dash Colombia. Our participation in the virtual Congress of June 2018 with 4 of our speakers with no additional charge. Also, in October 2018, I personally traveled to Medellin, Colombia and participated in 2 different activities. First, we produced video content with the help of Rodrigo Digital from Dash Brazil. And second, I had a public appearance as a speaker in the conference they held in that city. Also, this was with no additional charge, although all my travel expenses were paid for Dash Colombia. Finally, I personally held a meetup for Venezuelans in Medellin, and we shared that data with the Dash Colombia team. Number 6, the Dash Core Group. We have been answering some questions to the programming and the product development team to help them improve Dash Core Group's products from a real user perspective. Also, we have shared data with the business development team in order to help them understand the Venezuelan market. We also collaborated in the launch of CRIP on our 11th conference for a sponsorship fee. Also, we organized a press tour for CRIP with no additional charge. And finally, we collaborated in the beautiful project of Church Chickens de Venezuela, the first franchise level with complete adoption, including the teaching of all the workers of Church Chickens and also consulting at a financial and technological level. Other projects. Some members of my team have also been collaborating as freelancer bloggers, translators, and authors for Dash Nation, Dash Core Group, and All About Dash. One of the things that organizations such as CRIP and Church Chickens de Venezuela value the most about working with us is the correct compliance we gave them about our confidentiality agreements. In order to respect the confidentiality of our new big allies, we are not in the liberty of sharing any specifics until they are ready to announce it officially. However, we can say that we have advanced negotiations with one Venezuelan professional association that is known for being innovative and for representing a compelling leadership for their associates both in Venezuela and abroad. Also, there is a transportation company that is already on the stage of technological consulting in order to implement the payment via Dash. These are only 2 examples of the negotiations we have going on, but there are many others on different stages. We are focusing on organizations related with first need products and services such as food, transportation, health, and education. It impacted us drastically, as we also had to face the hyperinflation that in our country advances in a disproportionate manner. Our scope for the last proposal had to be re-examined every month as the Dash price went down, because our team members are freelancers, paid by the hour with fees fixed in US dollars. So we could not afford all the hours required to meet the initial goals. It made us optimize even more the DAO's resources and rethink our management strategies as well as our internal structure, because we had to be more creative to get the same quality with less resources. Also, we had to maintain the trust of those users who had doubts of adopting Dash with the price going down so much. It was the high quality of our educational activities and also the constant monitoring and support we gave to our allied merchants that allowed us to empower and to inform the ecosystem that we have created. If our current proposal did not pass, we will have trouble to pay our providers and team members on time. And this will lose them the focus on the work because they would be searching for other sources of income for themselves and their family. This would put in risk the high performance team that would have invested so much time and so much DAO's resources into. Also, we would have to raise the 5 Dash to be able to pay for the proposal fee for next month. Either way, we would be resilient. We have proved it in the past. However, we trust that the Dash community and the masternode owners especially understand that the massive adoption of Dash in Venezuela is one of the biggest milestones for the entire Dash network, and that we are their most committed and more skilled team on the ground to make this happen. In the light of recent events in Venezuela, we have developed a contingency plan so we can ensure progress towards our objectives, even at times when street demonstrations make it difficult for our team and our clients to mobilize in the city. This plan includes monitoring the dates of the demonstrations, scheduling the activities so they don't coincide with them, and also working remotely to ensure the physical integrity of everybody. On the other hand, since the creation of the government institution that regulates crypto assets in Venezuela on December 2017, the legality has been changing rapidly, and this forces us to monitor every change of the legal aspect so we can comply with them, because we are a Venezuelan company, but also because we want to serve as an example to other organizations that wish to legally adopt Dash as form of payment and donations. We believe that legality brings transparency. We are very proud of the achievement we have made educating every one of our providers and team members, so we have reached a point where they accept Dash as payment for every activity and every service we ask of them. We have established as a policy to go to the Dash directories first when we need goods and services for our operation, aiming to stimulate the merchants that had adopted Dash. The very little expenses that we have to cover with Bolívares Soberanos, we were able to do that with the other incomes our company has in this currency. We have been very sorry to hear that the Dash merchant team is again going through a difficult time. We hope that this talented team that has achieved great milestones not only in Dash merchant adoptions, but also in their support center and in technological solutions such as Dash Text, find the opportunity to explain with detail every of the concerns of the Dash community. The situation with the Dash merchant team raised the alarm among the masternode owners, and this coincided with our naive mistake of being late with our usual reports, and also the decrease of the frequency of our participations in the forums. So all of these factors affected our last proposal to the point of being defunded. manifestation of logistic, strategic, or financial support will be welcome and a reason to be grateful. All of our communication channels will be open in order to build a collaborative and respectful effort to continue the work we have done so far to make of Venezuela the first Dash nation. We are excited about all the aspects we intend to develop in this new stage of Dash Venezuela, especially the opportunity to take a proven, successful model and take it to other cities of our country, hand in hand with our allied communities. Also, the importance of the large organizations that are just one step away of adopting Dash digital cash as a form of payment because of the work of educating and consulting we have been doing with them. We are particularly enthusiastic about collaborating in large market research projects that will allow us to discover new business opportunities that will inject the cash in the network. When traveling to other countries, such as Colombia, and comparing the reality of Colombian merchants to Venezuelan ones, we realized that Colombian entrepreneurs did not have any urgent reason for adopt Dash. So that takes us to try to answer this question. In stable economy countries, which part of the population would want to use Dash as a solution to real urgent problems they have? We came up with the following. Number 1. Small importing-exporting businesses that need to save time and money when doing overseas transactions. Number 2. Migrants all around the world that might encounter barriers in their new homes to get access to banking services and that also would benefit for lower fees and faster transactions. These two targets are of high interest, not only for Dash Venezuela's proposals, but also for every team that seeks to boost adoption in countries with good economies. But it is important to take into serious consideration the legality of each country. For example, here in Venezuela, remittances are highly regulated, and that is why we have been very cautious in working with this subject and have warned every team in Venezuela and our allied communities, and also teams from other countries, about the risks of working directly with remittances without being respectful of the law. For example, breaking the law of crypto assets in Venezuela will bring punishment such as fines, but also imprisonment for those found responsible. That is why we believe that the end does not justify the means. Every member of the Dash community has to be conscious and responsible when they take actions that might bring serious consequences to themselves, but especially to others. We realized that it was a mistake to not keep in touch with the Dash community, and for that we offer our apologies. This has triggered our internal alarms, and we have already came up with a strategy to not let this happen again. One of the problems is that my personal agenda has been full with meetings, interviews, and public speaking engagements to promote Dash. And that is why my time dedicated to participate actively in the Dash forums was less frequent. This delayed our response to Dashwatch because I was the only link to them. To solve this problem, we are taking 3 different actions. Number 1, we are saving time in my agenda to be present in the Dash forums. Number 2, We are setting a via of communications through email with Dashwatch that reaches not only me, but also my strategic team, so we can rapidly respond to any answers they might have. Number 3. We are sharing all not confidential KPI information not only with Dashwatch, but also with the whole Dash community, so you can follow in real time all the activities we do to serve our purpose and add value to Dash. We want to thank the Dashwatch team for this opportunity to share with you more details about the past situations and about future plans. We have learned a lot from all of our experiences, our success, but also of our mistakes. And this has allowed us to develop best practice that we are willing to share with other Dash teams. Please stay tuned with us because we have a lot to offer still in the way of making of Venezuela the first Dash nation.